Hi, it's Martin from South Wales Injector Removals again. Today I'm going to do you a short video on how to save yourself money and explain what glow plugs do. Right, we'll dive straight in. These glow plugs, if you're not sure of what they do, it's just a way of putting heat into a cylinder to help the diesel explode a lot quicker, get your engine running. Not so much on the newer engines, mainly the glow plugs are for the DPF and the DPF regen, which I'll go on to in a couple of minutes. But anyway, right, this is the way to test your glow plugs. If you go to a garage and the glow plug says, go to the garage and the garage says your glow plugs are faulty, then this is what they mean, and they are an absolute nightmare, or can be an absolute nightmare to get at for one and get out for two. So, right, so we'll do a nice easy test first. If you're testing them yourself and you can get them out, then you'll have something like that. Get yourself a good battery. I'm using the battery on my works van, so I know it's good because it's just got me here. So you connect the live terminal to the very tip. Don't connect it to the body. Don't go past that little coloured washer. As you can see, this one's red, that one's green. There's a couple there, they're black. It's an isolator, so it insulates the electrode, which passes through the very center of the glow plug to the outside of the body, which screws to the into the engine. Right, so you connect the tip, then you get the negative part and connect it to the body. So we just grab it like that, touch the positive of the glow plug onto the electrode. As you can see, right at the very tip, right, you can see the spark. So that means it's drawing power. So that's a good thing for a start. That's what you need to see. So you can test that, I'll show you in a second, inside the vehicle. So you put power to it, you turn your ignition key on, and that's what you're after. Very nice, hot tip, very quickly. So if you've got if you test one of them and you count to 10 and it's still only just smoking a little bit, or it's not even glowing at all, that glow plug is faulty. It's taking a charge. There you are, you can see the sparks again. 2, 3, 4, with it 4 seconds it's on. So when your glow plug light comes on in your dashboard, when you turn it on, it's that little coiled spring light. It'll come on and the light will stay on your dashboard for about 5 or 6 seconds, but your relay is still activating the glow plugs for about possibly 20-30 seconds after you've turned the key on and the light's gone off. So that's how to test your glow plugs out of the car. Right, I've got here the cylinder head of an engine. It's upside down. So this is a 2-litre Vivaro engine, and it's got the 4 glow plugs still in it. So what you don't normally see as a normal car owner, unless the garages have got your engine apart, that is literally those little tips there. That's all that pokes through into your cylinder head. That round hole there is where your injector comes. So the tip of the injector will literally protrude there 3 or 4 mil, maybe 5 mil. And so the diesel is squirted out in about 5 or 6 different directions. And if that glow plug is hot, the heat of the glow plug will ignite help ignite the diesel to get you started. So to test it in the engine, I'll show you different ways. You can either, if you're bold and you've got the room, you can stick your jumper cable straight to the tip. If you haven't got the room, so you can see the tip is nice and glowing bright. Right, so we know that one's working. This one, I've just tested it now, right, and it's shorting out. So it's drawing a current, right? But if I leave it on for long, you'll see smoking a little bit, but then it's smoking there. And so that, like I showed you, that collar earlier on, that's melted. So that means the glow plug has failed and is actually shorting out. Even though it's taking a current, that amount of spark would tell a mechanic that knows what he's doing, that's way too much. And if you test and it's smoking from there, that's obviously going to bring your glow plug light fault on as well. So that one's not working properly and will need changed. This one is completely dead. It means the electrode and the body aren't causing anything, and so it's not taking any spark. This one again, as soon as you touch it, it sparks. So when you're outside the vehicle and you can't see that, because obviously that's going to be attached to the engine, you're going to be looking for that spark, right? So I'll simplify it again. If you haven't, got the luxury of getting your glow plugs out, and you want to test them yourself, remember all these tips are to save you money and save you time, right? So look, there's nothing on the end, it's just a piece of wire I've bed the two ends to. You can get it off and you can touch it on the end of the glow plug. I know people are going to jump on this and say, oh, you shouldn't do that, it's a live wire, blah, 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 blah. Yes, if you touch it to the body, it will still spark because a glow plug is a controlled short. Right, so you touch it on there. I won't leave it on for too long because obviously that's a lot thicker than this, and what will happen is the wire will end up glowing instead of that. So that one, you can see, is taking a massive amount. That one's taking nothing again. That one's taking a little bit. So that's a nice, easy way you can tell if your glow plug's going. Another way of testing is if you get yourself a test light. This all it does, you connect it to the live, connect it to something that's earthed with the battery, and you'll have a light come on. So if you touch it to the tip of the glow plug, the light will come on. This won't tell you that one's shorting out, but it will tell you that there's current going to it. Obviously that one, so it's telling you that those two are working properly. We know that one's shorted out, all right? So that's a nice easy one you can do. Or if you want, if you want to make your own test light, you can do it with either, I just found this bulb, it's an indicator bulb, or you can use headlight bulb. Just connect your live up and connect the live up to one or either of the terminals on the end there. What you'd use is a spade end connector, and the spade end connector would fit on there. I'm hoping this don't get too hot. And then you connect the other spade. So I've got the wire connected to that one. The other spade then will act, and then exactly the same as a glow plug. That is just telling you that there's a negative and a positive connection. And basically a glow plug is exactly the same as a headlight bulb. It's just the glow plug gets a lot hotter, and the bulbs will get hot. So when your bulbs blow, that's basically doing the same. So if you make yourself a nice little test light, so that's connected to that, as we know. Just connect it to the live, and there you go. Just showing you're completing the circuit and you've got power going to it. If you connect it to the one that's obviously we know it's not drawing power, it'll not illuminate the light. So in vehicle testing, could really do with the light. 2 seconds. This is a 2.5 Vauxhall Monvano. There's your fuel injector. That's that thing there. And there's your glow plug. So I don't know if you can see that properly. There's the tip of the glow plug. So to test that in position, I connect one end to a live source, which is the jump leads, and then the other end to the tip of the glow plug, and there we got light. And so that tells me that that one is working. If I wanted to do a full test, I'd have to get something to touch that and make sure it's not shorting out, but I've already had these out and tested before. Right, going into what injectors do and why they're so important on modern vehicles. Modern vehicles, after say 2012, they've got a DPF, which is diesel particle filter. They filter out all the soot that comes out of a dirty diesel engine, and the new emission laws say you've got to have them. The category 5 or class 5, category 6 are even worse for these in London and Bristol for these new clean air zones. You've got to have even bigger and better DPFs. What happens is when your DPF gets blocked or starts to block, the computer knows that there's a difference in pressure, because the pressure coming into the DPF and going out is slightly different. So what it'll do, as you're going along, you don't know, but the computer's doing it on its own, it'll bring all the glow plugs on together. So what happens, the reason that is on the exhaust stroke, it's warming up the gases really, really hot. So not only is the gas hot enough after the combustion, it's sending hotter gases down the exhaust. That excess heat then basically burns away the soot in the DPF, and it's called a regen or a regeneration, which cleans the soot away. So it does that on its own, and that is basically why the glow plugs are quite important to newer engines. If one of your glow plugs isn't working, it'll probably bring on your glow plug light, possibly even your engine management light, or you could have your DPF light comes on, or it'll come up content, or whatever vehicle you've got. So then you will need to take it to your local garage, find out which glow plug it is, maybe change one, maybe change them all. You don't necessarily need to change them all, but they're all the same age. If you're doing one and you've got the money and you've got the budget, do them all. If you haven't got the money and you haven't got the budget, just do the one. And that's about it. If you do need any help on especially a quick money-saving idea, like changing headlight bulbs or something silly, or something that you haven't done before or can't find a video on YouTube or something like that, drop me a message. If I think I can do it and it'll save you money, I'll do another little video just like this one, and hopefully everybody will benefit. But apart from that, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the page, go and visit my webpage, go and have a look at the videos I go on Facebook and YouTube. Apart from that, save yourself some money. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.